正在 OK 现在。
Hello everyone. Hi, I'm Henry Lee. Now I'm at our home studio at Blue Heron Arts in Los Angeles. We're going to do a live demo of orchid. We have a Chinese orchid. It's blooming very beautifully. So I'm going to show how to paint this in Chinese brush painting with two students from our hometown, Roland Heights. Thank them for helping me setting this up. So this is my first live broadcast on Facebook. I hope it will work out, and we may do it in the future if you like. Okay. We have, this is our first lesson, lesson 1. We have learned yesterday how to hold the brush and write some basic Chinese calligraphy. Basically, we hold the brush either in the slant position to draw a long line like orchid blades, or hold the brush perpendicular to the paper, like in straight position, to paint more controlled strokes, like the flowers. And some strokes are tip exposed. We call it side brush stroke, or tip concealed and centered. We call that 中锋 in Chinese, tip centered or concealed stroke. Sometimes we combine both. And before we paint, I would like to introduce some basic knowledge about Chinese rice paper. We have 3 pieces of paper here. One is unsized, which means very absorbent or smears. When you put water on it, let me test it. If we just drop a little bit of water, you can see it expand. Yeah, that's absorbent. Indicates the paper is unsized. This is a Confucius Xuan. No problem. Yeah, we can cut that. Yeah. We can test another piece. We call it semi-sized, which I recommend for beginners because it's less smearing. You can see it absorbs a little slower. And this is semi-sized. It's a different kind of unsized, with less absorbency or smearing effect. And this one is, sorry, I think I got the wrong one. It's still semi-sized. It should be, I try to find a sized. I have to run to get it. I think I got the wrong paper here. Okay, I'll be back in a second. I think I got here, just for the test. This is a thin cicada wing paper. I think you can see it absorbs but not smear. This is the thinnest paper. We also have regular sized paper. You see, this is a sized. So the paper, the water on it, you may not see. It's not bleeding. Okay. So this 3 kind of paper. We just put these 3 pieces. The techniques applied on this are very different. For spontaneous painting or Xie-yi, we'll use the absorbent paper. So for semi-sized paper, it also could be used on spontaneous painting. And the non-absorbent paper or sized paper is only used for detailed, elaborate style or gongbi. So I'm going to show the spontaneous painting. If we have time, we might do a little bit gongbi. The brush I'm going to use are basic three. The wolf hair, sheep hair, and small weasel hair. We can also add, like a large sheep hair called super wash to that if you need it. But basic three should do. I hope. Let me put this aside. You can use ink stick to grind with ink stone to save time. I just use bottled ink. This is our good quality Red Star brand. Okay, so the ink is considered as 5 different tones or values, but we don't make the different value on the palette. You can start with a light tone by adding water. So first of all, we need to get the brush wet, and then squeeze out the water, and I put a little ink to dilute it to get a light tone. Okay, and then squeeze out some moisture, and then touch the ink again. This time you don't blend, just keep it on the tip. So we have a gradation from dark to light. The bottom of the brush should be clean, so you'll have all 5 tones from very dark to very light in one stroke, or in a group of strokes. And you start from dark, right? So I will paint the leaf according to my model here. Let me shade that. I think we have to put a shade. Okay, we're going to do the first stroke that creates the heaven and earth, to break up the heaven and earth. Before that, there's no separation, right? So you need to decide where to start. A good guideline is that avoid the center. The center point should be avoided. So you go either a little upper or lower. There are 8 positions that's best to start, besides the middle points. So you can start from outside the painting or inside, because I have a pot here, so I'm going to start right inside here, painting life size. I hope I'll choose one as a dominant one that will set the direction for all others to follow. So I'll pour the brush with a sight. So I touch maybe start a little thing and then kind of lift and press and lift, press and lift all the way. You can see that the stroke is relatively, I want to show you different tones. That's why I varied the value on the single stroke. You don't have to do this for every stroke. So I'm going to add more ink without water to make it darker. I want to create a contrast between the flower, which will be in light color, tender green on the live flower, right? So we want to set the leaf, to put the leaf darker. So I will add more ink to the next stroke. I'm going to look for a cross. I can do a small one, a shorter one maybe. So you don't have to follow exactly what you see. You need to find the pattern in the nature. The pattern in nature may be by chance, but you need to follow that pattern and break it on your painting. So you don't paint just one by one. You paint in group of 3, as we learned early in our stroke lesson. So you do it like a character, writing a character, right? The root should be in your mind, but it's under the soil or the moss. We don't really paint that. So the next one, it will be a short bent leaf. Basically follow the first one. And the third one, you can see it will be an upward, short upward leaf. To break the, you can break the frame. To break this area, we call this area at this negative space a crescent moon or phoenix eye in traditional Chinese painting. So you can add another group of 3. Just add water. So my water always keep clean because I use water as color. You don't really wash a brush. You wash it on the paper. You clean it on the paper actually. When I finish, the water should be clean still. So I will do another group, like just without thinking, you just add some shorter strokes and some new leaf shots. I have to make it up if not present, because for the picture you need to use your license as an artist to create the best for the picture. So it will be some long, some short. You can see some short behind on this corner. That's what I can move it to my this one here. And I'll just move it around. Okay. So next I'm going to do the flowers. I add more clean water. You don't have to really blend. You can just let it go on the paper, and then it will vary because the ink is not even. Never use even ink. It will be that kind of look, flat look. The flowers could be straight up, I think. I'll start from the top. They're not really bloom yet, so, but I can make one to bloom right here. 5 strokes. There's a center stalk and then the stems from the flower. Like that. And there's some short leaves, so maybe on the stem also. Like that. And you can omit the part, just put some moss. We call this moss dots. just like clean my brush, you know, add some water. This is dots. And notice the rhythm. You know, you put in a group of 3, 2 together, 1 separate, something like that. And then you can just sign it. And you can use smaller brush to sign. The signature and the seal is part of the composition. We can need to make up a little to break that line. We don't want 3 lines cross from the same point, but I do want to maybe create a little. Oh, you can put a poly, just like a dark dots near the center, 3 dots. Okay, I'm going to write a date or title. There's a title on this part that says Xiangyuan. This is a very fragrant flower, so we appreciate the form of the leaves and the fragrance. The color of the flower is not really that striking, so we just use ink. Means distant, scent from distance. Distant fragrance. And date would be still the year end of rooster. Winter, this is the 大雪, right? This is the Chinese season, snow season. Today is 大雪. Great snow in Chinese calendar. And I just write my full name in Chinese, Li Xiaohui. And we can use the verb wrote instead of paint. So I'll write that. 写生 from life. Wrote the life drawing means. Okay, and I put 2 seals underneath. Okay. Can you smell it? Friends on Facebook, hold it. Yeah, this is still wet. I'm going to show you how to dry mount it, maybe later in the workshop. So Chinese painting, unlike watercolor, you need to stretch afterwards to flatten it. Any questions? Is there any comments? No? Okay. So thank everybody for watching on YouTube, and thank everybody watching on Facebook. Bye-bye.